Assalamualaikum dear students. Welcome to NIVS Home School. I hope you all are fine with your family at home. I'm also fine. Here I'm Kamul Nahar, Assistant Teacher of English, National Ideal English Version School, Day Shift. My dear students of class 1, today I'm going to take your English language class. And our today's topic is lesson 16. So all of you take your English language book. Go to lesson 16, that means page number 49. And today we will know about questions. So let's start our class, and I hope all of you have taken your book right now. So questions. When do we use question? We use questions to ask something. Most often we use question unconsciously. If you want to know something, we use question, and if you want to ask something, we use question. Now look, so what is question? We use question to ask something, and question is a sentence. Question is a sentence. A sentence that asks something. Question is a sentence that asks something. And if you want to ask question, if you want to know something, we will ask question, and a question ends with a full stop. Do you know? No. A question ends with a question mark. And do you know how is the question mark? Yes, all of you know it, and we use it in our sentence. So this is question mark. And when you ask a question, you expect a reply or an answer. So when a sentence tells us something, that is called a statement. We also know about a statement. Now look, a statement is also a sentence. A question is also a sentence, and a statement is also a sentence. A sentence that tells something. Okay. So a statement tells us about something. So when it gives us an information, we call it a statement. And a statement ends with a full stop. So this is full stop. All of you know it, I know. So a question, when you want to know about something, when you ask something, it's called a question. And both the question and the statements are sentences. The question is a sentence, a statement is also a sentence. But there is a difference. We use question to ask something. When we want to know something, we use question, and a question ends with a question mark. And a statement is also a sentence, but we use the statements to tell something. That means if we want to give some information about something or someone, we use statements, and statements ends with a full stop. And question begins with capital letter, and statement also begins with capital letter. But to ask question, we use some words. Most of the time we use what, how, who, which, when, then, why, etc. So these words are used to ask question, and we use these words at the beginning of a sentence to ask question. So the question begins with the words like what, how, who, which, when, why, where, etc., and ends with a question mark. So remember it, we use what, how, who, which, when, why to ask a question, and it's very important, you must give a question mark at the end of the sentence to ask a question. And in a statement we use full stop. Remember it. So these are very important, the question mark and full stop. In statement, I repeat, in statement we use full stop at the end of the sentence, and the statement begins with a capital letter, and question mark ends with a question mark. And most of the time, usually we use the words like what, how, who, which, when, why, where. Okay, let's write where. You can also use where to ask question. Okay, now look at these sentences. How do you go to school? Now look, the sentence starts with the word how, and we write it in capital letter, in capital form, and the sentence ends with a question mark. So how do you go to school? That means we want to know about someone, who goes to school, and I go to school by bus. So this is the information. It tells us how I go to school. So, and now look, the sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. So this is a statement and this is a question. Listen. So the first one is question and the second one is statement. Now number 2. What is your name? The sentence begins with the word what and ends with question mark. So we want to know his name. So the question is, what is your name? So this is question. And now look, and the answer is, my name is Payal. So I give information about my name. That means my name is Payal. So it's a statement. And now look, the word ends with full stop and begins with capital letter. So this is a statement. Now number 3. When does the bell ring? We use here when. We want to know about the time. When the bell will ring. And the sentence ends with a question mark. So this is question. And the bell rings at 4 o'clock. So this is our reply or answer. And now look, it's what is it? Question or statement? I know, you can say, you know the answer. Because the sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. So it is a statement. It's a statement. So what is a question? We ask questions when we want to know something. So we ask questions when we want to know about something. When we are curious about something, we ask questions. And we use words like how, who, where, what, when, which, and why to ask questions. So remember the words, we use how, who, where, what, when, which, and why to ask questions. And very important, a question always ends with a question mark. You must give a question mark at the end of a sentence. Now look, if I write how old are you? If I don't give a question mark at the end of a sentence, it will not be a question. So you must give a question mark at the end of the sentence. It's very important. And now look, I begin the sentence with the word how. Now we will do exercise number 1. And what is the instruction? Tick the questions and cross the statements. Now we will find out which one is the statement and which one is the question. There are 5 sentences. At first, let's read. Number 1, the farmer planted the seeds. So number 1, the farmer planted the seeds. So there is information about farmer who planted the seeds. So do you want to know about something here? No. And look, the sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. So it's a question or a statement? My dear students, what is it? Yes, it's a statement. So what is our instruction? We will give tick for the questions and we will give cross for the statements. So we will give a cross here. Number 1 will be cross because it's a statement. Now number 2, where is the ice cream shop? So number 2 is where is the ice cream shop? So now my dear students, what is it? A statement or question? Okay, before going to give your answer, at first look at this sentence and try to understand. Our sentence begins with the word where and ends with a question mark. So what is it? Yes, you are right. It's a question. So we will give here a tick because our instruction is given there. If the sentence is a question, we will give a tick. Now number 3, when does she come home? Number 3, when does she come home? Now look at the sentence. The sentence begins with the word when and ends with what? Full stop or question mark? Yes, full stop. So what is it? Question or a statement? Yes, you are correct. It's a question. So we'll give here a tick. Now number 4, she comes home in the evening. Number 4, she comes home in the evening. Now look, we got our information about a person who comes home in the evening. So this is our information. That means the sentence tells us about someone. So what is it? It's a sentence or question. I know all of you have known the answer. Okay, now look, the sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. And there's no question word. So it's a question or a statement? Yes, it's a statement. So what will we give here? We will give a cross. Now look, number 5. Who is your best friend? Number 5. Who is your best friend? So my dear students, could you tell me what will be the answer? Is it a question or a statement? Now look at the first word. The word begins with who and ends with a question mark. So what will be the answer? Should I give here a cross? No. I should give here a tick because it's a question. So our answer is the first one, the farmer planted the seeds. It's a statement, so we give here a cross. And number 2, where is the ice cream shop? It's a question. We'll give here a tick. Number 3, when does she come home? It is also a question, so we will give here a tick. And number 4, she comes home in the evening. So it's a statement. So what will we give here? We give here a cross. And number 5, who is your best friend? It's a question, so we give here a tick. Now we will do exercise number 2. Match the questions with the answers. Now look, in the left side there are some questions and in the right side there are some answers. So we will match. but at first we need to find out the answer of those questions. So at first what will we do? We will read the questions and then we will read the answer. Number 1, how many legs does a table have? Number 2, where is mother? Number 3, what is Sandra playing? Number 4, who builds the cat? Number 5, when does the party begin? Now the answer, it begins at 7 o'clock. Number B, the mouse builds the cat. Number C, she is in the garden. Number D, she is playing football. Number E, it has 4 legs. Now before doing the math, I want to tell you something. Now look, there are some words which will match with the answer. Let's find it out. How many legs does a table have? Which one? Now look, number E, it has 4 legs. Now look, the word legs match with it, and we also get the answer. How many legs does the table have? Of course, 4 legs. So it has 4 legs. So number 1 will match with number E. And now number 2, where is mother? Where is mother? That means we want to know about the place. Now look, number C, she is in the garden. So garden is a place and mother is in the garden. So number 2 will match with number C. Now number 3, what is Sandra playing? Now look at number D, she is playing football. Now what is Sandra playing? Now look, playing match in these sentences. So what is Sandra playing? Sandra is playing football. So number 3 will match with number D. Now number 4, who builds the cat? Who builds the cat? Now look, A and B left. So our answer will be either A or B. Now look at number B, the mouse builds the cat. So who builds the cat? Now look, who builds the cat? The mouse builds the cat. Now look, there is a similarities between these two sentences. So it will be number 4 will match with number B. Now number 5, when does the party begin? And of course 5 will match with number A because only one sentence left. And still now look, there is the word begins. So and we want to know about the time, and it is 7 o'clock. So number 5 will match with number A. So number 1 match with number E. How many legs does a table have? It has 4 legs. Number 2, where is mother? Number 2 match with number C, she is in the garden. Number 3, what is Sandra playing? Number 3 match with number D, she is playing football. Number 4 matches with number B. Who builds the cat? The mouse builds the cat. And number 5, when does the party begin? Number 5 matches with number A. It begins at 7 o'clock. And my dear students, there is a homework for you. Homework number 4. And you will do exercise number 1 from lesson 16. So your homework number 4 is exercise number 1 from lesson 16. That means you will find out the question or statement. So okay, my dear students, that's all for today. Hope you have understood our today's topic. And dear students, you must do your homework because it's very important. Your SBA and city marks will be given on the basis of submitting your homework. So what will you do? You will do your homework regularly and you will submit all of your homework copies on every Sunday. And where will you submit it? You will submit it in the school library. And when? You will submit all of your homework copies within 8 am to 4 pm in the school library. And when? Which day? On every Sunday. And dear students, so study a lot and abide by your parents. See you again. Allah Hafiz.